Hello and welcome to Common Sense for Life and Relationship. I know I'm not the face you're used to seeing doing this introduction, but I don't really care. That's why they say if you get sense, when you reach your turn, marry better wife. Anyway, yes, we're glad to be here today. And today, the topic we're doing, remember, it's No Pressure November. That's what we're on. And we're talking life issues. But you see, today's own, really. See that your phone. Hold your phone in one hand, but your notepad or your pen and paper. Gen Z generation, I understand. You don't do pen and paper, but yeah, just use your. There is a lot to pick from as we get towards the end of the year. Yes, there's dirty December, but there's also 2026 following it right after. And there's a lot that you can pick from to make better decisions for your life. And my name is Kingsley Bature, husband to one wife, and she's female, and she's right here with me on the show. Anietie
Hello, everybody.
Bature.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here once again, and it's a pleasure to have you with us on the show. My name is Anietie Bature. I'm a singer, a songwriter, an engineer, and the mother of his children.
Three.
So, and so on and so forth. So, I think I am particularly excited about today's show because we have a very special guest who my husband will introduce. I'm looking forward to gleaning a lot of wisdom. So I encourage you, please be ready, please be attentive, and let's draw maximum value from today's show.
In fact, even myself, I feel like I may be taking notes on set. I don't know, mental notes. We'll have to activate the power of photographic memory. So as she's saying it, I'll just be recording in my head because there's a lot to take.
Okay.
Title: No faith, no plan. No plan, no faith. Faith still needs a plan. And to dismember this topic with us today. Let me introduce her. She's a friend. She will not like this. She's a senior colleague, as in she's a senior. You know how some of us are, promising young men. There are some people that have reached the promise, and some of us are still promising. Do you understand? So they have reached the promise. Well, okay. So let me introduce her. She's a respected leader in banking and technology. Rolayo Akibi is a senior vice president at a global financial institution where she heads FI sales for Nigeria and Ghana. She successfully built FCMB's transaction banking division and created Hub One. All of us know Hub One, all these tech guys, you know it, to support and grow Nigeria's tech startup scene. Beyond her corporate career, she's a committed mentor and angel investor for female entrepreneurs. And she chairs the board of Bethesda Child Services Agency, which provides free education to children in underserved communities. And I know at last time, they've done almost 9,000, children. They've done this for 9,000 children. Her work has earned her recognition as one of corporate Nigeria's top women. So you know that I'm not just making mouth. Please, let's give a rousing welcome to Rolayo Akibi. I call her PR or P-Rolls. That's what I call her. But you are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a long time coming. And I'm glad we're finally here.
We are finally here.
Yes. We're finally here. And it's good to have you here because, you have not only excelled in the corporate world, you also show the excellence of your faith in what you do in mentoring, in what you do in empowering women, in what you do in supporting children, and that can. So on both sides of the divide, you have excelled. So we now come to the place where those of us
They
promising.
say follow who know road.
Yes.
She knows the road, so
So
she will tell us now.
It's a case for us to just follow. So we just need to follow. We need to follow you, right? We need to follow because you have shown us that you actually know road, not before mouth. Because somebody said something about mentor. He says your mentor is someone who is at the place that you want to be. So that's the simplest definition for mentor. So that place that you want to go, somebody has reached there. That person is a mentor. And that's why we are here. So that those of us that want to go, we are still on the road. Don't be looking at me. See me, I'm on there. I'm a promising, as far as I'm concerned, I'm like Paul. I'm a promising young man. I consider myself to not have attained nothing. What have I done in this life? But I'm still on the road. So, but really, speak a little about how your faith has impacted your work.
Okay, awesome. So how has my faith impacted my work? The first thing is I think we need to unpack what is faith. Because I hear that word being thrown about loosely. Do you have faith? I have faith. I have faith. What exactly is faith? So we'll now know, do you really have faith?
It's okay.
And there's a difference between faith and hope. So if we're going to break it down, I'm not even speaking, not even about the Bible. What is faith? Faith is trust in something. There's something concrete that you have some level of trust in. So for instance, now, if Anietie tells me, okay, we have an appointment, I'm going to see you tomorrow by 6 p.m. We've had a conversation. I know she's a trustworthy person. So by 6 p.m., I am expecting that she will come. So if we're going to have an appointment, we'll now discuss where we're going to meet. Am I coming to you? Is she coming to me? If we agree that she's coming to me, no problem. That means by 5:45-ish, I need to start getting ready because I know I'm going to have a meeting, right? So there is a foundation. There's trust.
Yeah.
Hope is, oh, we'll catch up. We'll see, We'll see.
I will get back to you.
We'll get back to you. We'll see. So is it going to happen? It's not going to happen. There's nothing concrete. And I may have just met her. I don't know her. So anything she tells me, I'm hoping she's actually who she says she is because there's no foundation. There's nothing concrete. I don't have anything to hold on to. So hope is hope. Hope is not a strategy. Faith is a strategy.
So faith always has something.
There's something is anchored
faith is
on
a strategy.
something. Is anchored on something.
Yeah.
It's not just in the air, faith. And whether it's faith in God, faith in man, faith in whatever it is, it's anchored in something. When I get on a plane, I don't expect the plane to fall out of the sky. Why? Because I have some level of faith in the aeronautical engineers that have put the plane together and all the things they have done. I have some level of faith in the laws of aerodynamics. So there's a foundation. It's not just, let's see how it goes, and maybe we'll go, maybe we won't. So there's a foundation. There is something tangible you can hold on to. Hope is, let's see how it goes. It might, it mightn't. So whereas faith, I think, for me, is factual, hope is more emotional. It's like, I hope it will happen. It might not. I'm hoping, I'm wishing, I'm expecting, but what's it based on? What's your expectation based on, really? So to your point now, that how does faith affect what I do in life? Because I see myself, any human being, you're a total being. There isn't a work you, a life you.
It's one life.
It's one life, one being. You are one being, one human. And so what is my humanity anchored on? So if I say really and truly, I have faith in God, then what does my faith in God mean from a day to day? I wake up, I go to, getting ready for work, my family, everything. What does it mean? What does it look like? So what's the template? What's the template that I've seen? And how do I work out, with the help of God, work that template out, right? On a day-to-day basis. So for me, when it comes to faith, family, faith, finance, faith, work, faith, everything, it all comes together. The foundation is my relationship with Jesus. And who he is. Who he is to me. So the extent of my faith is the extent of my knowledge of who he is to me. So he could be, let's say PKB is, let's say you can sing, you can dance.
I can do those things.
Well, now you can sing. I don't know if you can dance, but let's say, assuming you can. I'll sing some moves. right? And you say, oh, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe you are, but I don't know you as that. It doesn't mean that's not who you are, or you can't do it.
But I don't know you as
But I don't know you as that. So if I'm trying, someone says, oh, do you know a good singer and a good dancer? I won't think of you because I don't know you as that. So what is the extent of my knowledge, extent of my revelation, extent of my, what are some things I can, so for instance now, if my husband says, oh, we're going out in 10 minutes. Okay, we're going out in 10 minutes because I know that indeed we're going out in 10 minutes. If I know at some point in time, within that 10 minutes, there's going to be a football match and Manu is playing, that 10 minutes, I already know.
No, that's only 10 minutes.
It's not going to be 10 minutes.
And especially when Manu is losing.
In fact,
let's not go there.
Let's not go there. This is a friendly meeting. So,
let's keep it friendly. Yeah.
So I already know. There's certain things that I know based on my relationship with him. So faith is relational. So I can't have faith in who I don't know about what I do. Where is it going to come from?
So you're raising a critical issue now, which is something that happens among those of us, okay, among the Christian fold, right? There's this thing about, I think many of us like the fantasy of the spiritual, right? So when you ask someone, okay, so what are you, how far with this? He says, I hear it a lot, you say, I'm believing God. And I'm trying to think, okay, yeah, I get. So he said, I'm believing God. So how do you help it? Because what you're saying now is that faith is relational and it is founded on a trust on something concrete and a trust that is based on knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. Not because it's possible, from what I hear you say, it's possible that I can sing and I can dance. But if you don't know that I can sing, I can dance, you cannot have faith in me when they say, call a dancer, you can't call me because you don't know.
Correct.
So is it possible? How do we highlight that difference to say, oh, what does waiting on God, does it equal to doing nothing? Or what do you do when you say, oh, I'm believing God, or I'm waiting on God? Because it's important to talk about these things, to help some Christians and those that are not also Christians. So if you say, oh, I'm waiting for something, what does it mean? What do you do? Do you understand? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So I have a practical experience now. So there's a particular person. So I'm going to change it. So there's a particular lady who used to report to me many, at some point in time. And she said to me, oh, that you want to be promoted. I said, okay, great, fantastic. We can work, because if you want to be promoted, you will work. Your wife knows there's I'm like, okay, so here's what you need to do. You need to prepare this, do that, because so when an opportunity comes, then you'll be ready for it. I know there's some people who want to walk into their destiny. Some people have to drag them into their destiny.
You have to drag some people into their, like with this show, we are trying to drag some people into their destiny. That's what we're doing here. Yeah.
So with this lady, I was dragging her. And I said, okay, I need you to do this. Help me help you. Because she's like, oh, I want this. Okay, here's what you need to do. You need to do this, you need to do that. You need to do this, you need to finish this course. Just get yourself ready. So that if I'm having that conversation about it's a no-brainer. I was like, oh yeah, this is why it should be a no-brainer. It should be a no-brainer.
Should be.
Year 1, no movement. Year 2, no movement.
Wow.
Year 3, no movement. And so I was like, okay, to the point where I said, you know what? So that it doesn't feel like I'm putting her under
that pressure.
Maybe have someone else talk to her and say, like, what exactly is the issue? I know she said, but I'm praying. I'm believing God. So somehow, in her mind, she felt that her name would just somehow appear on the promotion list.
Yes,
somehow.
I know that thing. I know where part of the problem we have is that maybe it's that the time we have for testimonies is not long enough, so people don't get to share the details. But a lot of times when you hear testimonies, people jump to how this wonderful thing happened, and it seems miraculous. So, and then in lots of times they would link it to maybe a prayer event or to a word of prophecy and stuff like that. And so they go from, we attended this program, there was a word, or we prayed, or I wrote it down in my list, and then sometime down the line, my name came up and I was promoted. They don't speak of the work they did. They don't speak of their preparation. They don't speak of the process.
There's a
Process.
So people just hear, prayer, promotion. People hear fasting, breakthrough. People don't hear the process. You know, so because of that, someone can actually think that by some random, and another common one is an office I did not even apply to. They called me. How did they get your number, your name, your contact details?
Divine orchestration.
Even if you didn't submit it, somebody somewhere who knows that you have what it takes to get that job done, provided your details, and you got the call. But when that testimony is being given, it's given as if an angel appeared to the HR director of a certain company and gave them your name, your number, and all of that.
But
these are the challenges.
These are the challenges. It's still the same way that somebody will now sit down and be praying. Sister, why are you not married? We are still praying. We are looking to the face of God. So you sit down in your room or sit down only in your church or wherever it is you are sitting down, you are praying, and you believe that you are going to get married, but I don't know if men used to drop from the ceiling inside the room,
Maybe.
you know, as if husbands drop from, so there has to be some process.
Yeah,
and so that highlights the difference. Yeah.
The other part is, apart from testimonies in church and in spiritual gatherings, there's the part where you're just asking somebody who achieved something, guy, please, how did you do this? And they'll tell you, na God.
Na God.
You see, the most...
They'll tell you, na God.
Instead of telling you practical steps.
There are many, shall I say, programs and conferences and things that I don't go for. I stopped going. Why? Because if you ask the person, okay, so how did you go from point A to B? So it was the grace of God. Fantastic.
Thank you.
What did the grace of God equip you to do? What were the specific things that you did when this grace came upon you? Therefore, you moved from point A to point B. How? Oh, about hard work. We are all working hard. What did it exactly do? You know, so this drilling down. So I hear you're right. In this, we just don't sort of drill it down. Maybe it's the time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, I don't know what it is. Or maybe just people feel it's less spiritual. If you say you actually have to work.
Yes, or maybe they want to give God all the credit. If I say I worked, then it looks like I'm taking some of the glory. I'm not quite sure what exactly is going on there.
This same Bible says faith
without works is dead. Yeah.
Dead. And so the truth is,
Go ahead.
You know what? We make it sound as though it's as though you doing something sort of puts God aside. No. How are you actually able to? Number one, how do you know what to do?
Okay.
What you're doing, the fact you're doing something doesn't mean it's going to work out. So you're doing something. Number one, you know what to do, because there are many people who do not know what to do.
So that's even a starting point.
That's even a starting point. So you've moved from point A to point B. That's by the grace of God. God has helped you. He's giving you understanding. He's giving you some direction. That's number one. You've taken step one, step two. Guess what? Most people, and I hear this a lot now with, I know it's God because it feels good. I know it's God because it's easy. I know it's God because, and there are many things God by himself is going to have you do that will be hard, that you will have many stumbling blocks. You will face roadblocks. The door will be shut in your face many times. And it is actually
still God.
All the way. So I'll tell you something. I remember many years ago when there's a particular portfolio I was handling and the stress was just too much. You know, people are calling over the weekend. It was just, the stress was so much. And so I said, God, you know what? Just take this thing away. This problem, the problem was too much. Just take it away. You know, remember, it's your faith is bent on what you know.
What you know, yeah.
So like this, you know, the God that just carry the problem and carry it away. I just take the problem, but guess what? If it's really God that's taking a particular direction, all you've done is just moved it forward. you will still
you
meet
have
it.
to pass that exam.
You must
you must.
meet it.
You must.
You can't avoid it unless you say, God, I'm not doing it. And so I learned over time by experience. The Bible says that Jesus learned
But through the
obedience by
things
things he
he
suffered.
suffered.
So I now learned that, okay, so the prayer isn't God, take it away. It's Lord, train my hands for work, give my fingers skill for
To
battle.
fight.
Because there's work to be done. So even the capacity to do whatever needs to be done, it comes from God.
Yes.
So when you say, oh, it's, if you're doing it, then you're leaving God out. It's different if you say, you know what, I'm not going to have a conversation with God. I'm just going to say, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and all. But if you say, Lord, I actually don't know what to do.
Mm.
Can you please just guide me? Now, it doesn't mean you're going to hear a voice that says, Anietie, tomorrow you wake up, when you get out, turn to the left, turn to the right. But you're just moving, and that's where faith comes in. Because you are in motion. You are actually taking steps. Trusting that the person, the one who has your best interest at heart, is going to guide you, right? And how you should go. But you must be in motion. So God isn't going to move an inanimate object. You must be in motion. He will guide your steps. He will lead you along the best pathway. But you have to be in motion. So to your point where many times people feel I'll just wait on God means I'm literally physically just going to sit down and wait. No. What are you doing? So if you go to a restaurant now and someone comes and waits for you, what's he waiting for? He's waiting for you to say something.
Yes.
So
What's
he
your
can
order?
or she can take a step. So that waiting on God is I'm waiting to hear. Right? So and as I'm waiting to hear, I'm not just going to stand and be looking. Right? I'll keep on doing whatever it is I'm doing right now, trusting that he will speak to me and guide me in some way to let me know maybe I'm the right path, maybe I'm the wrong path, maybe you just need to pause. And sometimes you won't hear anything at all. You're just going.
You're just going, yeah.
You're just going. So I think there needs to be a balance between, oh, it's all me or it's all God. How do I say this? It's never all God. You will have to do something.
Yes.
You absolutely
you have to.
You have to do
You have
something.
to. Even if you want to bring it to a very basic level of, for instance, an examination in school, you have to at least be a student. You have to attend lessons. You have to at least write your name, answer the question. You can't just wake up and sit at home and expect that you miraculously become a graduate. You have to go to school. So there's something for you to do.
So let me make you laugh. There's a joke someone cracked once that someone was confessing, I'm going to win the lottery, I'm going to win the lottery, I'm going to win the lottery. I said, oh God, I'm going to win the lottery. Every time I read the number, I'm going to win the lottery, I'm going to whatever it is. And the voice, it's showing the classroom, the voice comes from, I said, at least buy a ticket. Do something. Do something.
Yeah.
So it's that doing something.
Doing something.
Yeah.
Doing something. So I'm sure everyone that is watching, you're hearing a lot being said, so that we can demystify this whole ideology that makes it seem like, oh, faith is in the clouds, which has said it's not. It's hinged on something concrete. Now and this place where we're saying do something. The first point that she pointed out is that some people don't even know what to do. So, as we come to the end of the year, we're going to tell you a few things that you can do. But pause. You have not shared this link as I'm looking at you. I can see. You have not shared this link. So pause. Share the link. Like. Subscribe. Share it to your neighbor and tell them that they should like, subscribe, and still share the link again. Do you understand? So let's just share it so that we can move this to the permanent side. There's a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge that is being disbursed here, that each of you needs to get conversant with as we end the year and as 2026 approaches. How do I make a plan? One of the things that is interesting is this thing where you say, so I don't know how to make a plan, right? So how do I how do I know what to do? I mean, there's that part where, you know, we have a generation that has a lot of excuses. Somebody will say, "Oh, I'm waiting for the right time." I asked the guy, "Oh, guy, you're not a small boy anymore now. When are you going to marry?" He said, "Oh, I'm waiting for the right time." I said, "What does that mean in English?" Do you understand? So we hear this. We have a Gen Z generation that is addicted to big declarations, like big things. You know, I asked a Gen Z came and said, "Oh, he wanted me to invest in his idea." And I said, "Yeah, good. Let me hear what's your plan?" And the guy was calling some big numbers. I said, "Okay, I understand, but have you done this thing before? What? And you have built tech startups. You are in that space. How do you go from these big ideas into?" They like the big ideas, but they are allergic to small tasks. Just do this simple one, and you will give them the simple one. You will go. By the time you come back, they have dropped the ball. Right? How do we go from this place where we are just all up in the clouds to being able to do simple things that lead to the big thing that we're expecting? How do we do this?
So I think the first thing I would say is, especially, I know the tech bros, tech girls who have the idea, the big idea, the million, everything is $1 million idea. It's $1 million. I need $1 million. And this all I need $1 million. I'm like, okay, my valuation starts at $1 million. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so what do you do? How do you do it? What are those steps? Who are your clients? Who are your customers? Have you tested this thing? Who has actually used these things? Nobody's going to do that. Okay, here's the thing. And I think, like you said, it seems that for Gen Z, if it's not exciting and buzzing and all whatnot, then I'm not really interested.
We're talking vibes, not numbers.
You know? But the truth of the matter is that it is the numbers, the grind, the unsexy, the boring stuff that actually makes the difference.
Come on.
It is to go to bed, wake up at a set time, having a schedule, having a plan, a routine, a routine for your life, a routine for your finances, a routine for work. You have to have a routine. Our routine is not fun. There's no point telling you. It doesn't sound, oh, I have a routine. It sounds boring. Like, no, I'm moving, but it depends. I had a burst of energy. Flow. I'm flowing. I'm excited. I was like, oh wow, clock it. And I'm like, no. That you will so burn out. So those rockets just go and just because the expectations will go so high, but because there's nothing tangible, there's no foundation. And the thing about a house, so I worked in place I was working before. There was a building next door, and for the first 6 months, all we're hearing is why they were laying the foundation. For 6 months, that's when I knew this is going to be a massive building. Because the amount of time you spend on the foundation determines how high you go. So 6 months just piling. You don't even you just be hearing everything just be vibrating, but you're not seeing anything. By the time they're done the foundation and they just went in literally like maybe 5-6 months, a whole massive 15-story structure was up. But they spent 6 months
on
just
the foundation.
Just even piling. They even hadn't started the foundation, just piling, just digging deep. And so, because no one sees that part, there are no accolades for digging deep. No one's clapping. They can't put digging deep on Instagram. It's not cool for the gram. There's nothing one clapping for it. That's okay. I'm writing down my numbers. I'm planning and budgeting. It's not exciting.
It's not.
But guess what? If you don't do that 15-story thing you're looking for, it's just not going to happen. It's going to fall like a pack of cards.
Wow.
So, get comfortable with boring is what I'm saying. It's okay to be bored.
Get comfortable with boring.
Get comfortable.
Everybody
with
take
boring.
note of that.
It's okay to be boring. It's okay to be boring sometimes. Guess what? Maybe the time some friends are buying this, buying that, you're saving your money. You're being boring. But tomorrow, what you're doing is that you're planning for the next day. So the things you couldn't buy yesterday, you can buy that and then some tomorrow. And probably buy for the people who are buying before, because now they're so it's and I think the main thing that I think folks need to understand that we're all on a journey, we're all learning.
Yes.
So this thing called life is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Oh, yes.
It's a marathon, and it's a marathon with an obstacle course. So it's ups and downs and left and right, and you're saying all sorts of very interesting things. So you just gotta keep going. So the question is, what do you need to keep going? To take one step after the other, take one step after the other. Yeah, you trip, you fall, you pick yourself back up. So when it comes to manifesting, as they call it, you can name and claim and declare and everything all you want. If you don't put your rubber, if the rubber does not hit the road, your elbow doesn't go to the grind. If you're not actually doing something consistently, underline consistently.
Underline consistently.
That consistency is key. Consistency. If I'm investing in someone, I'd rather invest in someone who, you can see that they're consistent. The numbers may not be so great, but they're consistent. As opposed to, we went from 0 to 1 million overnight. That means tomorrow you can go to 0 again.
That's what it means.
That's what it means. But if I know you went from 10 to 20 to 30, maybe you're still at 1,000. I can invest in 1,000 as opposed to 0 to 1 million. Because I know that, okay, this person knows what they're doing. They are growing.
You see,
you've just touched something now.
You've just touched something.
It's going to go down a certain path. Oh, yeah, go ahead. I know where you're going.
It's this whole concept of
growing.
Most people don't like growth because, again, growth. When you see somebody, when you have a child, you don't always see them growing, but they are. So a lot of times, growth is boring. It's hard. Most people don't like growing. Most people like we call it, the manifestation, the manifesting. They like to manifest more than they want to manage. You understand? Because management is also boring. Because it is what sustains what you have built. So this growth thing, talk to young people a bit about growth, and even see, there's the growth in finance. See, she's a what should I call her? She's an embodiment of a lot of things that a lot of you want to be. She has a good marriage. If she tell you how long she's been married now, she'll be this thing. See, there's people don't want to, young ladies especially, don't want to grow with young guys these days. They don't want to grow with when you talk
they
about,
want grown men.
They want grown men. They don't want
Not
to grow with
men.
the men. So and of course, somebody said to me, "Yeah, but I can't be." I said, wait. I'm not saying that. When you get to a certain age, yes, you are entitled to say, I'm not looking for potential. I'm not looking for a growing man. I need somebody that is settled, because you are at that level. But come on, young girls that you haven't really done life, but you are looking for somebody that you will now use as a poverty alleviation program, or somebody that is already is settled. Young girls don't want to look at growing men, people that they can grow together. I don't know if you can talk a little about that.
So growing with someone, growth is hard.
It's hard,
and it's uncomfortable. It's not going to be. There'll be days when you're thinking to yourself, "Oh dear Lord, was this really the plan?" But remember, I said initially that there must be something that you're seeing. There must be something you've seen. And if you and the person you're with have a similar vision, and this is where we are going. So we may not be there yet,
yes.
But we're in motion. It's different. We're not in motion, and there's a problem. Let's pause
Big
and let's
problem.
discuss that. But if we're actually in motion, and you can see that the person is in motion, and he's taking steps to get to where he says he wants to be, fine. The question is, what can you contribute to that process? If it's really doing you like that, right? Okay, so you step it up. What can you do to help accelerate?
To make it faster,
To make it faster, if it's such a problem for you. Now, if you're saying that I'm not even going to talk to anyone who is not driving He's not driving a range, doesn't live in Lekki. I'm not interested.
You are hitting the head on the nail.
I don't do bridges.
I don't
do bridges. I'm one summer holiday, as it is now, that he must take care of all these things, and it's a person's responsibility. The question to you is that, can you do it for yourself?
Oof. Yeah.
Because if you're not doing it for yourself, what right do you have to expect someone else
exactly.
to do for you?
Exactly.
Is that entitlement from you?
It is entitlement.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we came about this, because you must understand that life is very interesting and anything can happen to anybody at any time. True. So assuming Mr. X, you do find he's tall, dark, and handsome, he fears God, he loves his mother, he's respectful.
He loves his mother for me.
I know whatnot. Then he does have the car, he has a job, he has a this, he has a that, and all whatnot. Good character, you're not worried about him and 15 other girls or whatever it is. Fantastic human being. And everything, all well and good. You get married, and guess what? Something that happens, and he's no longer able to do those things. For whatever reason, because life happens.
Yes, I can relate.
So, what are you going to do? Are you going to say, I signed up for better, not for better, for worse? Right? So, what is going to... And there are many marriages that have actually,
Yes.
come to an end because of that.
Because of that, yeah.
Right? So, is it for better? Or you just say, you know what? This is a temporary glitch. It's a speed bump. So in the interim, what am I doing? What are we doing? Because marriage means different things to different people. For me, marriage means partnership. Number one. Co-pilots. We're co-piloting it. Right. So which means that there's certain things that my husband is better at, some things I'm better at. And if for whatever reason, partner one is not able to do some things at that point in time, then partner two will cover.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's why it's a partnership.
Exactly.
Now, if the person does not want a partnership, and not everybody's looking for partnership,
yes,
that's the truth. If you say, you know what, I want to be taken care of, no problem. We all want what we want. But perhaps or perchance something happens to this individual. He leaves, he's incapacitated, can't do it, or unfortunately, he dies. Because people do die, it happens. Then what happens to you? So from a selfish perspective, I would think that you would want to make sure you are taking good care of you. You have the capacity to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Because anything can happen. Practical example now. So I remember when our son was born, this was so we've been married a couple of years at this point in time. So he was born in January. I was outside the country, came back, then came back in February, March, thereabouts. At this point in time, my husband was outside of town. He was in Abuja. So going and coming. And then I get a phone call from a friend of ours. I'm like, oh, hi, someone I haven't spoken to in a while. And he says, oh, I don't have to tell you this, Rola, but Ihane, that's my husband, has been in an accident. And I'm thinking, this is a bad joke. I mean, are you pranking? You look at your phone and you're thinking, okay, who's pranking me? What's going on here? Because it was odd. I hadn't heard from this particular friend in a while. And he said, no, that there's been an accident. And the person, called him, someone called him, and he called me, said that, this person's going to call. I'm like, oh, you mean you're serious? It was actually serious. So I called my husband's number, then someone picks it up, like, oh, the owner of this one, you can't talk right now. You go to mention the name of a hospital in Abuja. I'm in Lagos. Long and short, they've been a head-on collision. Someone ran a red light, went straight, ran into him. He had to fly abroad because there was a fracture. His neck was fractured. He had to go there. Body parts at the site. He had to go back and pick up body parts. He had to have surgery. This was a whole drama. No, it was serious. It was serious. It was serious, really serious. So he was out of the country for about 6 months. As soon as it landed, went straight into surgery. As soon as we got abroad, we went straight into I'll talk. That's the conversation about what happened in the medical hospital. That's a different conversation for another day. But as soon as he landed, straight into surgery, till now he has titanium pins in his neck. So what that taught me is that anything can happen to anybody at any time.
And you didn't sign up for that too?
You signed up for it. Where is it written that, okay, within 48 months or whatever it is of your marriage, such and such is going to happen. You're not going to be going back and forth, because I was looking at my son. So the older one, I mean, was older, but the one like, we just confused, like, what do I do? Do I go to Abuja? What do I do with it? You know, you're just like, what do I do? So that's a conversation for another day.
Interesting.
But what that showed me very, very clearly, and that is actually why I started female empowerment, because it was clear to me that anything can happen to anybody at any time.
Yeah.
So women.
You just have to. So when I hear people say, "Oh, your husband is your plan," your husband cannot be your plan.
Cannot be your plan.
Neither can your children be your plan.
Yeah.
You are your plan.
Yeah.
You are your plan. Hashtag.
You
Are your plan.
And it's important to have that plan. And you know, this that you have just shared, it's really important for people to make the most of these experiences. If you don't do anything else, at least learn from it. And then the lesson that you have learned, now say, what do I need to do differently so that I'm in a better position? You know, because this is you speaking from your own life. For me, it was watching my mom lose my dad, right? At a time when of her children, only one had completed school, right? And she was a civil servant, right? So if you look at that, you say, okay, how is this woman going to survive? At that time, what people used to do was share their remaining their children, share them to siblings, cousins, and stuff. Just go and be helping that family, whatever school they can do for you. But because my mom, apart from doing her civil service work, she had a small poultry in the house. We had a big farm at the back of the house where we used to plant cassava, yam, beans, all of those things. So we had enough food just from the little, what should I call it, that she built around the house, right? And then she had farms that were external, as in somewhere else. She just got land and was doing farm. So she did so many things that were bringing funds here and there. And then from her salary that was coming, she was able to negotiate with booksellers, provision people to say, I will collect this amount. I will pay at this time. She had the whole thing. And because she was consistent and trustworthy, they didn't mind. So for me, I was just watching this whole thing as a little child. And I saw that if not that this woman was empowered, we would have been in trouble. Because the few times my father's people showed up,
they showed up.
They didn't show up to help.
Yeah.
They showed up to take whatever it was that he had left that was of value. You know, with stories like we want to use it to remember him and stuff like that. I was thinking, so if my mother was not empowered, so for me, that's why I always tell women everywhere, please empower yourselves. You have to be able to care for yourself. You have to be able to care for your children. You have to be able to care for your husband. People don't like hearing that. But you have to be able to care for your husband in case anything happens. You don't have to become a beggar. You don't have to go and start explaining to people, you know, my husband, he had a this, his leg is now something, so he can no longer. No, cover the family so well that nobody outside knows what's going on.
Absolutely.
Until that guy recovers and gets back on his feet.
So this whole idea of we're looking for somebody that will cover me, it's like they call, you know, we have a lot of single ladies. Anything you talk of, what's the kind of man I'm looking for? A man, kind of man that can cover me. I say I'm gonna come. This covering is all of us are covering. We are covering each other because the marriage is a cover in itself. Do you understand? It's an institution that covers us. So it's you cover me, I cover you. We're all covered. We cover our children. We're all covering together. You know, and that's where we go. I mean, we've moved from finance, we've entered family, we've entered life, you know, so we're just moving around like that. And you know, just as we begin to try to tie it all up, you know, how 2026 is coming. 2025 is about to end, right? With all the pressure that is around, you know, everybody is under. Men are under a lot of pressure, you know, as the year is ending. How is there a what's that called? What's that word? Is there a playbook that I can use to end this year without letting people kill me or without letting pressure, finish me? Is there a playbook I can apply? And is there a way I can plan myself so that 2026, by this time, I'm not under this kind of pressure?
So I'm a big fan of calling yourself into a meeting. You set up an appointment with yourself. No,
Please explain how that one works. Please, I think this one, I will need you to look into the camera and tell them, because this one is an interesting one. Tell me, how does this work?
You set up an appointment on your phone, whatever it is that you use, with yourself. You have an agenda item. You know, when you have a meeting, you have an agenda. And so these are the things we're going to discuss at this meeting. And you set up a time and you call yourself into a meeting. As you call yourself into that meeting, right? And you keep the same way you are in a work meeting, you schedule time out. It's not, you're not watching TV, you're not doing, that's all you're doing. Find whatever is early in the morning, go somewhere else, whatever works for you. And then those things you've written down, your agenda items, and you take time to think. We don't really take time to think. We worry.
Yes.
We complain.
Yes.
We whinge, we talk to everybody, but to really sit down and think. I believe it was Voltaire that said there's no problem that can withstand the power of sustained thinking. You have to think it through. So for you to think something through, you have to take it and unpack it. What exactly is the problem? Why am I under pressure?
Why am I under pressure?
Why am I actually under pressure? If it's financial pressure, okay, so where's my money going?
Where's my money going?
Or where is it coming from? Or where is it not coming from? Or where should it not be going? You sit down with yourself, unpack that. And the thing about having it with yourself, first of all, is that you can be honest with yourself. You can lie to everybody, don't lie to yourself.
Yes.
Be honest with yourself. And in this meeting, you have pen and paper. It's good to have an iPad, but there's something about writing.
I talk about a principle I teach every time. I call it thinking on paper. I just write it down. White paper, just write it Bible. It's my handwriting. I can see.
Have a notepad, write it down, and say here and here and here are the things that have put me under pressure. Maybe I didn't manage money well.
Yes.
Maybe I need to expand my sources of income, and then have to think it through. You just sit down and give yourself time to actually think. And then when you're leaving the meeting, the same with any meeting, when you have action items, what are my next steps? So you don't have, your agenda cannot be 20 different things.
Yes.
Max 2. Even the question was, why am I under pressure? That is an agenda item.
All by itself.
All by itself. And then what am I going to do about it? Then I start putting into, you have a plan. What am I going to do differently? So 2025 is coming to an end. You can finish strong, finish soft, just finish, just manage to finish. Just finish. But guess what? If you're talking 2026, anybody that's starting 2026 in January is already behind.
Oh, yes.
You're already behind. Because you're planning for the next year now. In fact, you should have started planning now.
Or almost planning to finish. Planning to finish planning. But yeah, you're right.
So you have to sit down. There's a wishfulness about life. You just think somehow it will all just manage to work out somehow. That if I say it often enough and I claim it long enough, then somehow it will happen. No, you have to put a plan. Put a plan in place. And even it's no matter how big that plan is, break it down to the smallest bits. Okay, I want to, let's say money now. I want to save X amount. I want to earn X amount. This is what I want to do with my career. I want to do this. I want to do that. Break it down to the smallest bits.
Smallest bits.
Boring bits. I want to save ₦1 million in a year. Throwing out a number.
Break it down to how much I'll save a day.
How much do I save a day? So you now say, okay, maybe I'm going to do it daily. I'm going to do it weekly. I'm going to do it monthly. Okay, so how am I going to do it? Okay, that means I need to open a second account. Okay, action item, open a second account. Salary comes in or earning comes in, move X amount into that account. You will come out with a plan. So there's a difference, I said, between thinking something through and just worrying about it.
Yes.
So when you call yourself into that meeting, you need to have this kind of meeting yourself once a quarter at a minimum. Just have, the more the better. I'm just saying once a quarter because it's time you're going to lock out for yourself. No distractions. And you're also going to take that time to look at the things you said you're going to do and say, okay, is it actually working?
Is it working?
Is it working? If it's not working, then redirect as you need to. But having a plan, having a playbook, your playbook is going to be different from mine.
True.
And what I see is people try and do copy and paste. Okay, watch for A, therefore I'm going to do exactly what B does. You can do exactly what I do. You will not have my outcomes.
True.
Because there's certain things about me
that are tied to
that are tied to me.
Yes, your strengths.
That are tied to me, the meanness of me.
The meanness.
Exactly.
Right? Which you don't have, or she doesn't have, or they don't have. Right? Because everyone's unique in their own way.
Yeah.
So do the best version of you. Work out the best version of you. And then tying it into faith, trusting that if you have faith we're talking about faith in God, right? If you have faith in God, what does God say about me? What are the things He's actually said about me? So one of the things I like in the Bible, the parts I love most in the Bible, is when it says whosoever. Anybody you qualify. So you don't have to worry, is he talking to Israel? Is he talking to the Gentiles? Is he talking to whosoever?
So anyhow, I follow come.
I join.
I join.
That's an interesting one.
Yes.
I'm going to start looking out
So
for
I look for I actually look for the whosoever.
So there'll be no conditionality
There's no
that I was exempted from this one.
you
like
the seed of Abraham,
whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Okay, let's start from
whosoever. So I look for whosoever's. And so what am I looking to God for? What am I looking for? What do I need to solve? And I look for the whosoever's that are there. And then, okay, what does this whosoever mean? Because we love the promises of God. We don't like the process.
Yeah.
We love the promises. We don't like the process.
Yes.
Every promise has a process. Write it down.
It has a process.
Let me throw this in while you're still on that subject. So this is Proverbs. I like Proverbs. Everybody knows by now that I love Proverbs. So this is Proverbs 16 verse 3. And this is what it says. Commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will succeed.
Thank you.
So it means that you had a plan, just like she said, and then actions come out of it.
The action
you
steps
take those actions and commit them to the Lord.
Exactly.
Then your plans will succeed.
Oh my goodness! Somebody talk about a playbook.
So that's it. When you come out of the meeting, what you have, exactly what you said. It's okay. These are my thoughts, Lord, and you put it on the table and say, Lord, these are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? What do you think about it? And be willing to listen. And
be willing to listen.
Because we all have the way we think life should happen, the way we want it to happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't always follow.
It doesn't always follow. It hardly ever. In fact, someone said the best way to make God laugh is have a 5-year plan. You're like, yeah, you're funny.
You're
funny.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm willing to listen and be flexible.
Yeah.
So one thing I've learned is important. So the vision may be the same. Have clarity of the vision. Be flexible with the method.
Yes, exactly.
So the hows, be flexible, but this is what is fixed. The how.
Yeah. And I think GPS teaches us that lesson very well. You know, I am going from
point A
here in, let's say, Lekki. I am going to Ikeja, right? It's not only one way to get there.
One way.
And your familiar, comfortable way may be blocked that day. You can't insist on using it. And then when you get to this block section, you stay there and start complaining and saying life is hard. Why is Nigeria happening to me? And so on and so forth. Do you understand? You can consult your GPS and find alternative routes to get to where you're going. So while we're doing all of the planning and the preparation,
don't get stuck.
Don't get stuck. Be flexible. You know, something my sister used to say: keep all your options open. Yeah. And sometimes just be true to yourself, because sometimes the pressure comes from unrealistic expectations.
So if I say I'm going to have $1 million by January, today is November 26th. Unless I kill somebody, rob somebody, do something, what exactly is going to happen? And my base, let's start from the base. Let's say right now I have 10K naira, not dollars, in my account.
And I want to end up in $1 million in January.
In January. So how is that going to work? I mean, what exactly do you intend to do? It's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Even if you are going to, you will still need a plan, an unrealistic plan to get that, to rob that bank. You need an unrealistic plan.
I don't know what. Because even the people that do these things take time.
Exactly, to plan. They don't meet in shops.
The plan.
So I see people put themselves under a lot of unnecessary pressure. So I wonder how much of the pressure they were on is self-inflicted.
Yes.
You know,
who
like,
gave you those targets?
I must. By whose clock? What clock are you on? What timer? What is the clock?
Yes.
You know, I was like, oh, but I look at, and I blame the gram for this, honestly.
The gram.
Because the time you look at it, I was like, look at A, B, C, and D, and everyone, this person stood
We are all mates, so we are mates.
This is this, that is that. And you don't, so I'll tell you what happened once, which was I thought was very funny. So I was going on a business trip. And so I was flying business. And I got into the plane, and this lady comes in, sits down, you know, next to me, and then she's taking pictures, and you know, I did the show their ticket, show the day, taking pictures. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she gets up and walks away and goes into economy.
It didn't shock you.
I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't see that coming.
I just thought, okay. Right.
Oh my goodness.
I was a flight out of the country, right? So by the time we got to the airport and I landed, and I saw her, and she was dressed to the nines. This was a notice me outfit. So as soon as, you know, we get out of the airport, then I saw again the phone call, like, hi guys, you know, I had an amazing flight. And I'm thinking, you are lying. You are actually lying. But someone will see that kind of
pressure.
And be under pressure.
To fly business class.
She's flying business. She's going abroad. She's flying business. She's doing this, she's doing that.
Oh my goodness.
And it's not real.
Child.
It's not real. I mean,
I didn't see that
I was flawed. I was flawed. I just thought,
pressure up and down.
Putting people under pressure. And what is she doing? She probably has been put under pressure that she must show up in a particular way. She must present in a particular way. So it becomes a vicious cycle of people putting themselves under pressure. For who? Is that for people? I don't understand. You know who I want to meet in life? I want to know who they are. They. What will they say?
Exactly. The day
what
that
are they
everybody's
doing?
trying to.
Who is this day? I want to know this day. I want to meet this, because what happens is that because we get caught up in this cycle, and so we're joking about this, but it becomes real. So I'll give you another example. Someone in somewhere where I worked was committing fraud. Why? Because so he got married. You know, he was single, got married. You know, lovely lady, married a lovely lady and everything. And then he said, that because a whole bunch of stuff happened, he said, that his wife was putting him under pressure. That, okay, he had to move from where he was to maybe ×3 type place. You know, maybe before he used to walk to the office, but this wasn't in Lagos. But with house, he could literally walk from home to the office. But once he got married, well, no, you can't be walking, you have to drive. So you got a car, you know, so you get a car. If you buy a car, the wife said, you can't just have a car, you need to have a car as well. You buy his wife. Now he's saying it's his wife, whether it is or not.
We don't know, but pressure.
And then starts borrowing money from this one, borrowing money from that one, borrowing money, you know, and it got to the point where he stopped borrowing money from people and started taking money
from the system.
From the system to sustain a lifestyle.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Anyway, long and short, the guy eventually ran away because all the creditors, everybody just took off. Just took off. Left the wife, left everything, and just took off. So I don't know if they ever found him. So this thing has
far-reaching consequences.
Because now there's a family that he left behind in debt.
Wow.
Because the creditors have to be paid.
Yes.
You know, so they're looking.
Somebody has to pay for it.
Somebody has to pay for it. So we can't find the husband. You that we can hold. Okay, it's you that we hold. So now paying off this debt. So there are far-reaching consequences to these things. And so when I hear people say I'm under pressure, I just go breathe. Breathe. Calm down.
You know. I had a client this week and pressure, and when we had gone through this session, the 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 solution I actually gave him is one that every time you fly, you hear. But when they say when if this aircraft gets into a turbulence, right, oxygen mask will automatically drop from the panel above your head. Take the mask, put it over your head, tighten the knot, and breathe normally. So I told him, bro, no matter what I tell you, or no matter what it is, whatever solution I give to you, if I don't teach you how to breathe normally, the mask won't work. So if you have the oxygen mask on and you are breathing frantically, it still won't do the job that you're supposed to do, So I told him that's number 3. Number 4 is that they say, put the mask on yourself first before you put it on. I said, all these other things that you have enumerated as the pressure, leave them alone. The first person we need to focus on is you. Put the mask on your head. Breathe normally. See, there are many things that want to kill you. You should not be one of them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You need to breathe normally. So calm down. A lot has been said in this session, and it's time to go. And I'm like, Kai, if we continue, there's still a lot to glean from. So I will look for another excuse in another program one day to still bring you back. But I'm sure I will find an excuse. I'm a sharp guy. But to everyone that is watching us, see, there's a lot that has been said here. I think it will help you a lot to rewind in sections, right, and just listen again, because the part that concerns.
For me, the major thing there is that meeting with yourself. Very important.
Yeah. Please have that. It's very key, and it's something that we do often. And you mentioned something that people don't like to think. Something is worrying you. The next thing you are putting it up on your status and telling people, you should tell me what to do. Of course, you're going to get all sorts of answers, and the answers that you will get will not put you under more pressure. Do you understand? But anyway, we have said it. We've said it all, and it's time to go. But I think I will challenge you to do one thing. Find some time this week or the next week. One of the things she said is the important thing about this year is just finish. Whether you finish soft, finish strong, just finish. But looking to 2026, right, you need to begin to put some plans in place. Not unrealistic expectations. Simple things that are achievable, right? The big things are a product of doing these small things consistently, which is something I like from what she said. Doing these small things. So I challenge you, take time this week and maybe do one deliberate action. And the action I will ask you to do is find time, turn off the phone, put it on airplane mode. Give yourself some time this week, maybe in the evening after work or something. Just quieting everywhere and give yourself 1 hour and just have that thinking session with yourself. I believe that may actually unearth for you so many things that you have thought are about to kill you. You might just find clarity, and that's the place I will pack it. And just to give you an idea of what is coming in December, so many things are coming in December, but we have this session, this episode called Common Sense Answers. We are bringing it back. It's something we used to do before. So you can ask your questions. You can put your questions in the comment section. Whatever it is that you want to ask. Life, relationship, that boy will no agree leave you. That girl will no agree for you. What questions? And in fact, you know how we always do now. If you don't want to ask it directly, you can say it's your friend that it happened to. Don't worry. Just ask the question, and we will together bring answers and bring perspective as God gives us grace. So I believe I navigated it well.
Yeah,
You want to close the show?
Yeah. So I'll close the show by saying thank you so much to our special guests today. Thank you for all the nuggets you dropped, all the wisdom you shared. We're so
as
happy
effortlessly.
about it.
She wasn't. She wasn't.
For some people, these things is like it's like breathing in and breathing out. All right, people, and thanks to my darling husband for doing an excellent job anchoring this session today. So we will see you next week on Common Sense for Relationships. Remember to like, share, subscribe. And like we always say, remember, common sense
is not so common. Bye. Bye.